guys, we about to end this. Thank you again, TLH.
Yo, man, it's my pleasure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So we got a whole sports in the basement.
No, man, I'm still in the basement.
We took us to the basement, so we had sports in the basement,
yeah,
and we also got to talk about TLH Sound.
Yeah, man. You know, it's like, yeah, man, it's churning them out, man. It's coming. What's, you know, we didn't even talk about Arthur and Monique, what's going on in her world and everything, you know, of many things. She's got so many things. She needs more time and everything, you know. And, you know, it's like you're in a good space, you know. It's like your aura is very bright and very, it feels got good stuff with it. You know,
I'm really working on who I am.
Yeah. It takes a while, man. Sometimes, man, because we all don't know who we are, really. You know, we figure it out.
I'm learning it though. I had to come back to the basics. I'm learning it, like most seriously.
Yeah, for real.
I had to come back to the basics, and I'm learning it, and I'm learning how to be uncomfortable.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by learning how to be uncomfortable. Like I was normally like stuck in my ways and
go out your box, you mean?
Yeah, go out of my box.
Oh, okay. Right, well, you know, that's growth, right?
Back home,
that's growth.
Going back home to the basics. Woo!
Yeah.
You're getting a different level of parent. Like.
Well, you know, it's tough when you live with your parents. No matter what age you go to, you ain't never an adult.
Oh yeah.
You just never you just ain't gonna get that. You know, you always gonna have to feel like you're that child. You know, it's like, and it ain't.
I don't think that's.
I don't think it's no. I don't think it's like meant to be or supposed to be or it was planned to be. It just, especially if you have a relationship where you respect your parents, you're gonna. It goes in that zone. And now if you was talking any kind of way to your parents, doing everything, it don't change in junk. Because you just doing what you do. But if you got respect for your parents, like I always tell a story of when I was living with my parents when they was getting sick and everything, and now I'm like had to be like 45, somewhere up there, you know, grandfather, kids and everything, and I came in at 4:00. My dad was waiting for me at the steps and shit. He was like, yo, we ain't doing this. He's like, yo, you live in my house, you know, you need to be in the house definitely before 3:00. And I was like, I rebelled at you. Fuck that, man. I do fuck I want to do. I'm a grown man. He was like, but you in my house, though. And this is what I want. If you can't do that, you can't stay in my house. And so I was like, all right, fuck it, I ain't staying this shit. You know? And I went downstairs and started packing my shit. And then I went upstairs to tell my mother, and she was on the floor. And I said, Mom, what you doing on the floor? I can't get up. I had never seen her in that state before. I don't know why God had put me there. He let me see that. And I'm like, oh, shit. She's really something wrong with her. She's hiding from me. And then I saw her. I had to get off the floor and everything. And I was like, and I went downstairs, and I'm like crying. And I want to leave. I want to leave. I want in my own apartment. I want to leave. I don't want to back where I was at 30 years ago type of shit. That shit is mine. That shit will mess your head up, man, if you ain't right. And I was praying to God. I was like, God, why, you know, why you let me see that? Because my mother used to hide it from me when I come over periodically. It always everything looked copacetic. Everything looked cool and stuff. That little month I stayed with him, I saw stuff. I tried not to see it. I already had my other apartment and everything. I was staying there for the half of the month, and then I was going to my new apartment and stuff. I already had it and everything. The guy calls me up at the apartment, and the last moment told me the lady decided she wasn't going to move out. So now I ain't got no place. And then I see my mother, and I'm like, damn, I gotta stay. And I had to stay.
And you had to be in house before time.
And I had to respect my dad. You know, the long story short, I came in before 3 after that because that's his house. He's absolutely correct. You know, and that's the part when you move with your parents. If you got comfortable enough where you just do whatever you want. They failed it. They're not supposed to make it comfortable because you eventually you want to go back and get your own place.
But some parents want their children.
They want them around.
Yeah, so that's why they make it comfortable. Maybe they want them to be there. Maybe they just like.
Well, if you, I'm saying that, but
I'm not that parent. I know. First, I'm not
that
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that parent.
But you know,
however,
they are there.
I think we have. I say the same thing.
I think don't you think you're getting better?
We have gotten better because
because
it's the respect.
You gotten better.
Like your dad.
Yeah.
Like this is my house.
Yeah.
Like this is mine. Why am I gonna be uncomfortable or like your dad probably wasn't sleeping, waiting for you to come in, and he like I'm staying up extra late, and I gotta, I don't know where you at because you don't say nothing because you're grown. But now I'm like can't even go to sleep like I used to because now I got my ears on the door. And I tell her, and here, I'm the last person to go to sleep. I'm the last person to close my eyes at night. That's just how I am. I got to make sure the doors is locked. I got to make sure the lights is out. I want to walk around the house. I let Capone out. And so I don't want to go to sleep and then wake up and in the middle of the night you went somewhere or you had company or something like that. And now, like, I get up and the door, the top lock being on. That shit annoys me.
Okay. It
drives me really
all right, so you're absolutely correct. It's like he was absolutely correct about that. But it was the number of pride that made me respond the way it did. Because you don't want to go backwards. Especially when you've always had your own stuff, man. It's like it's very hard to go back because it's just a different lifestyle. It's just I had a moment one day I was just doing whatever I wanted to do at the crib, right? And and I was looking on my shoulder, like maybe he was coming around the corner to tell me no, it's like, and I said, Dad, you can just play this game all night and nobody gonna bother you. And you can just do this, you can do whatever you want, and nobody's gonna bother you. And I had to I've been in a relationship so long, it took me a while to adjust that nobody's gonna say nothing to me.
Oh, you talking about now?
Yeah. Like,
damn, I had to stick up like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I had a limit on what I could do, before I.
Well, that's with everybody.
I'm just saying, but the fact that I had no limits no more and just what I want to do was like, I was like, oh, I like this shit, like I forgot how it felt and everything.
Yeah, and I ain't get to experience it yet.
I know.
I was like painting.
Yeah.
I had my closet, and then I was so. But I enjoy the company.
But everything happens for a reason, though. Everything happens for a reason. You needed to get closer. Y'all needed to get closer.
Now we still need to get closer.
No, for real. I'm just saying.
Right on that one.
But I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that.
We was good though, right?
But I'm just saying that. The bigger picture, you don't know what the bigger picture is. The bigger picture is the bigger picture,
Well, the bigger picture to me is like
you got closer to your grandson.
Not necessarily Dimitri,
but
Legend.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have.
You would have.
I would have been the grandmother, and you'd be like, "Okay, how do your grandmother?"
He'd be like crying and shit.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Come on."
Yeah.
You see me every day.
And the powers that be knew that that's the time to do it is now.
Really? Why now?
Because 10 years from now, he wouldn't give a shit.
Well,
in other words, you
right.
got to catch him early, and everything. Like
I had to
it's like yeah. That's why you got the relationship you got. The childhood is so important. It's like, of course, I'm born, I ain't around, but I have a good relationship with Legend. To that point that he recognizes me to this day as somebody. It's like, he does whatever I've done, he could have recognized me as somebody bad. But he recognized me as somebody.
See you coming here, you come, you do the show.
I'm just saying when I was around him more, when I was around.
You were never around him more.
Well, I mean, it's like
around about as much as me.
Yeah, but that was enough. That was enough, man. That was enough, man, because he knows me. Plus I got the golden touch though. That's what Dominique said. Dominique said I'll pick up Legend here, stop sign. I had to go to the touch, man. Come on, man. You recognize that.
Okay.
Right. Your mother like to know when I got to do it and stuff. You don't like it. But you know, I can start. I started some ink in there.
I can't. Being here helps a lot. It's helping me.
Yeah, but you know, it's like eventually you'll want your own place. You'll get your own place again, and you know, and I know you will because you told me that from day one. You was like, you know, eventually I want my own place again, and that's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, that's how she going. That's how she going. Absolutely. She didn't come here thinking, oh, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
She came here knowing it's a pit stop.
Yeah.
And she's going to get her own place.
Yeah.
And
like she wants that.
Yeah, I think that.
And she'll respect it differently next time when she get out there. She'll treat it differently. You know, it's like my sister, for example. She had a nice little stuff, and she let this new guy move in with her.
But we
lost it.
So we're going to go back to what I was saying, right? My mom had got me this charm bracelet. And the charm bracelet says daughter.
Yeah.
And it says, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown.
Okay.
She got me this before.
Oh, that's a good thing. Your mother really, wow.
And she got me this before I came back home. And I didn't understand that. Like, you hear it, you're like, oh. Yeah. I didn't understand it. I had to move back home to understand it.
No, I say the same thing to my son, though. You're like, you my son. You know, you got some skills that you need to open up. You know, your mother's going to let you know you got more to you from her. You got some stuff in you need to tap into, man, because you could be bigger than what you project to be.
Yeah, and I realize, like, I complain about my mom, but I also, like, I know people are wondering, like, oh, my God, we got his mom. Because I'm always referencing my mom, like, and I get it. Like, I understand work. I get it more now at work. I get it, especially trying to go into a higher role, because I don't want to say.
I think you could never do. I don't think you could.
It comes from conversations. It comes from having a relationship and having straightforward conversations and just being honest in mind. Like, people got to be able to talk that way to each other. Parents and kids. We're adults. We're an adult right now. You are my kid, but you're not a child. You're a grown woman. Like, I had grown women conversations with you, and that's just what it is. It ain't no bullshitting and stroking your head and all that kind of stuff. And say, oh, baby, get sugar honey bunny, it's going to be all right.
So, I mean, that's why
you're going to be back on your feet in a minute.
I'll be emotional, but, like, I get it and I understand. I think when I cry about things, it's not I'm a punk or whatever. It's because I am.
You're starting to realize some
I'm
stuff,
getting hit with the reality. I understand this. I get this now, and I'm not mad.
No, man, because you should be happy. You should be happy with it because you've grown. You know, it's like one thing, you know, about your mother, man, that's different is that you can't just be chilling with her. She ain't always on the move. She always doing something. You can't be laid back with her because it's gonna get on you or you're gonna get run over. You know, she gonna leave you behind and everything. So it kind of like steps your game up and everything.
Quick to let you know. Yeah. You ain't on this bus, I don't care, because I'm going. I ain't not pushing you. I got things I can do.
That's your mother. She's that chick, man. You know, and it's like once you realize that, you know, you either going to get with it or you ain't. Because, you know, you either going to keep up with it or you're not. But she ain't going to steer you wrong, though. She ain't going to steer you, you know, it ain't going to hurt you.
It's not. I posted this meme with Cardi B, the picture of Cardi B, and it said people are worried about who I used to be. They need to worry about who I'm becoming.
Yeah.
And I really, I posted that because I understood that because this is who.
Yeah. You're a clone of your parents. You're a clone of your parents.
Exactly.
Your two parents are who you're a clone of. You're going to have a little bit of your daddy. You're going to have a little bit of your mom.
Exactly. And that combination.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta wait till you get to a point in overdrive pushes them. Because sometimes we have to be forced to, you know, I know I've learned things from my mom and I've learned things that I didn't know I learned until I was forced to utilize those things. And my mind took me to lessons like, oh, okay, all right, and then you figure it out. But in the moment when you get in the lesson, it's just going over your head, or you just not.
You wasn't ready for it.
Absorbing it.
You just wasn't ready for it. But then, you know, then when you finally get it, what you realize is that when you thought you was getting over on your parents, man, you wasn't. Because they had seen it already. When you thought you was saying something new to them, you wasn't. When you thought you was getting over, you wasn't. You know,
I thought Dimitri had.
because it's like you seen it already, seen it and done it already.
I used to tell that to Elise all the time. I said, listen, I already did what you're doing, what you're thinking about doing, and I can tell you how you're thinking about doing it. And if you thinking another way, then you tell me, because I want to figure out with you if this gonna work out. It's easier to sit here and say it. The one thing we should all, and I tell her them all the time, we should always be honest with. And my mama told me, with me, I can't help you. I said to my grandson, I can't help you if you lying to me. Ain't nothing I can do to help you. So you got to be honest with me. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you got to be honest, because my first reaction and instinct is to help you.
Yeah, but you don't want to be made a fool of.
I can't help you with your mind.
Nobody wants that.
It will never work.
Wants that, man.
So we got to lay it. It ain't about being judgmental or trying to tell somebody what to do or being controlling or any of those things. But if somebody comes to you and says, this happened, okay, well, what happened? Because what happened is, I don't have time for all that. What happened and then they had, no, what happened? So we can figure this out.
Well, it's like, I always give you credit for putting me on at least putting it in my head that everything I hear ain't always facts, and need to follow up on it. That's your mother's claim to fame, man. She don't take nothing of face value. She follows up on it, and then she'll come and give you facts. And a lot of times she's absolutely correct. What it was, I was just getting garbage, but I used to run with it. Oh man, like I said, Obama and what's name was breaking up and stuff, but they said they was breaking up, and come to find out they wasn't. So it's like,
I heard that too.
But it's like, it's like, why is, it's like, it's like you realize that when you get fame or when you're out there in the public, people want the worst for you. They don't want the best for you. They want you to have to break up. They want you to have problems. They wanted Cardi B and Offset to break up. They wanted that. They always wanted that. They didn't have a chance, man. They didn't have a chance, man. So they always wanted that. Cardi B's fans felt like he was not good enough. The Offset fans felt like she was a loose chick.
I don't think that's why.
Why?
I don't think their breakup had nothing. Nobody wants to see anybody. You're absolutely right in that.
Yeah.
But the people had no part in them breaking up. That was the individuals themselves. Because unless you're that crazy, like people, they don't already show that they could withstand social media.
Yeah, that's just very big.
Right. So they already showed that
in the public on every basis.
But it's when it's true, that's the problem. Like when you do things that people saying things, and then you got to constantly be like, what is this guy really doing? And it's true. That's the problem.
Like for that Remy Ma situation right now. The way the story is now is that what's her name dumped her. Now is that true or is that not? Captain.
I don't know.
So that's the latest that is heard that. But I don't know if that's to be true or not. This is how they bring up stuff. It's like, but it's like,
You know what? I heard that. That happened. I don't know if it's true or not, but when I read it, I said to myself, the relationship between them got so blown up. We don't know what that relationship was like. It got so blown up in social media that now they dating, they in love, they gonna get married next week. Like we got it just so blown up.
Yeah.
So to hear that they break up, now it's like, oh my God, after all that they broke up. It wouldn't have been all that if people would have minded this their business.
It's like I don't know what's true on that. Because it's like because of course they put a spin on it. How much she wants to Papoose back. That's just.
She don't want him back.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I don't know nothing about that, but I know they don't want Papoose.
That's how it went right along with that. It was like her what's name broke up. And
now she wants him back from Clarissa Shields. She's gonna take Papoose back. They don't want that guy back.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm like, really? Now that made me believe it ain't true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
maybe they did break up. Maybe they broke up. If
I
they
don't
broke
know.
up, so what?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a breakup. It was a relationship. It's a breakup. The difference between them and us is that their stuff gets put out
out in public, man,
for the world to see. And they like, oh, they still married. They this, they that. Like, how many married people are separated and dating other people?
Yeah, you don't even know nothing about it.
I've done it. I'm not saying that is right, but I've done it.
Yeah.
I was separated from my marriage and dated other people.
Well, that's what
Then I got divorced.
Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade was going through when they got they broke up for a minute. He had a baby in that breakup.
They were married.
No, they wasn't married, but they was
That's what
He had a break
different. They weren't
Oh, yeah,
married.
break baby,
They were dating. She married him after the baby, after breaking.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't a thing where they were married. Ludacris too. Had a break baby. My Luda had a break baby on his wife.
Yep.
Not my Luda.
They wasn't married.
Not my Luda.
They weren't married.
Oh,
They wasn't married.
They weren't married.
Okay.
They married
Yeah,
came after. The marriage came after.
Really,
I
man.
was like, oh, not my Luda.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, so
How we get to talk about break baby?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm ready to order.
All right, y'all.
Margaritas.
We got to go. Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you like and follow all of our social media and podcast streaming pages. Check us out. It's Google Poochie Place FM or Google Normal Etna or Google Mo or Mo the Bartender and Google TLH Sound with a Z. And we will pop. And then when we pop, make sure you like. Like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll see you next time on the
Holla.
Holla for the Creflo Dollar. I don't know what that is. Is that a thing? The Creflo Dollar?
The nigga.